Hello, everyone. My name is Nick Micheletti with Heartland National Life Insurance Company, and I want to welcome you to today's presentation. During our presentation, we'll be giving you an introduction to who Heartland National Life Insurance Company is as an insurance carrier. We'll then be providing an overview of the new Secure Advantage Flex Hospital Indemnity product that we are launching this fall. Following, we'll be talking about the importance of hospital indemnity products for consumers and agents in today's market. And then lastly, we'll be training you on how to present the Secure Advantage Flex product with your clients. So Heartland National Life Insurance Company is an insurance company located in Blue Springs, Missouri. We specialize in senior market products, cancer insurance, hospital indemnity insurance, and Medicare supplement insurance. We are licensed in 36 states, and we also have a lot of new endeavors coming down the pipe for our agent force. We have a new expedited commission payment process. So as you're submitting your Heartland National Hospital Indemnity applications, we are paying commission upon policy approval and issuance. So we are no longer waiting until the bank draft of the client. We are paying those commissions as quickly as possible to our agents because we know that's important to you. Additionally, we are working on technological improvements such as an e-application for this product and quoting tool. The quoting tool is currently available, which we will demonstrate toward the end of our presentation, and the e-app is in the testing phases, which we will have available for our agents prior to AEP this year. And lastly, I want to touch on product diversity. We are also looking at developing a new lump sum cancer, heart, and stroke plan, as well as a standalone dental, vision, hearing plan. And additionally, we have got our license in 14 new states that will be coming out with a new modernized Medicare supplement product. So not only are we expansive in terms of our national footprint in 36 states, as well as creating new developments and enhancements to technology and commissions, but we're also diversifying our product portfolio in order to give our agents more tools in their toolbox to use, not only now, but well into the future. So with that said, I want to show you a map of the current licensed states for Heartland National Life Insurance Company. Over the last 18 months, we spent a lot of time and effort and resources in expanding our national footprint across the country. About 18 months ago, we set forth to apply to expand our certificates of authority in additional states, and we were able to go from a 20-state insurance carrier to a 36-state insurance carrier in just a little bit over 18 months. So this, again, represents our national footprint and our commitment to our agents to expand not only now, but well into the future. The next slide is geared a little bit more toward the Secure Advantage Flex Hospital Indemnity product itself and where it's available. So we have filed this product in all 36 states that we are licensed in, and we have 4 states that we are working on approvals, and those are listed here: Oregon, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. But all of the remaining states in green, the product is approved and is available for you all. So we've got a lot of questions. Some of you have known Heartland National for several years. We do have a 1.0 product available, 1.0 hospital indemnity product available. And we get the questions, well, why did you build another hospital indemnity product? And the need on that was listening to our agents and to our customers in order to provide a more customizable hospital plan to meet the growing demand for senior market products. So I think that you guys will find this product very intriguing in terms of its flexible design in order to help fill the gaps of Medicare and other coverage. The next part of our presentation, we're going to go into the base plan of this product, the meat and potatoes of this product, and then we'll talk about some of the riders that are available. So this plan allows you to select a daily benefit amount from $100 to $600 per day in $50 increments. It allows you to choose a benefit period of 3 all the way to 10 days, 15, 20, or 31. Again, we think of this product as more of a flexible and customizable plan because of the benefit period and duration there. If you have a 4-day Medicare Advantage plan that you're trying to curtail a hospital indemnity plan around, you can match it exactly at 4 days. If you have a 7-day plan at $250 per day, you can match it exactly. So again, our thought process was make the plan customizable, make it flexible for our agents to be able to package around the Medicare Advantage plans that we're seeing in today's market. Additionally, we cover observation stays at 100% of the confinement benefit amount for 3 times per calendar year. We were one of the first carriers to ever cover observation stays when we came out with our 1.0 product, and we're going to continue to cover those observation stays on this new product that we have for you all. Additionally, we have an emergency room benefit of $150 per admission, 4 times per calendar year. So the observation and ER benefit are really the only 2 additional benefits that are built into the base plan. And what's very important about the ER benefit, as we know a lot of our clients and customers utilize this benefit often, is that it's not contingent on a hospital admission. So when you're stacking our plan up against our competitors, you're going to find many of our competitors require an admission to the hospital in order to pay this benefit. So ours separates itself from our competitors by not being contingent on that hospital admission there. Additionally, it's a 60-day restoration period with this product, so it's not payable just 1 time per calendar year. It can pay several times per calendar year. There really is no maximum. But basically, if you've selected a 10-day plan, you're in the hospital for 10 days, you're discharged on the 11th day, 61 days later, something were to happen to you, accident or illness, this plan does cover both accident or illnesses, again, it would restore and benefits would be payable again for another 10 days. So a couple of very important features of this plan here on the base plan, just how customizable and flexible it is from the benefit period design, as well as baking in the ER benefit of $150 per admission, 4 times per calendar year, again, not contingent on a hospital admission, and the 60-day restoration period that applies to the base plan. Now I want to go over some of the highlights with you of this plan. It is guarantee issue 64.5 to 65.5, all except for the lump sum cancer rider. Those questions need to be answered at all times. Issue ages 18 to 85. There's a household discount of 7%, which is available in pretty much all of the states. I do believe there are 2 states that do not offer that. And then there are also a couple unique states that require 2 applicants to apply or have 1 policyholder living in that home. So you'll just want to make sure that when you're logging into your heartlandagent.com portal that you're pulling down your policy forms and reviewing the household discount section of your application in order to make sure that you're following all the appropriate guidelines for that discount. Additionally, it is unisex rates, it's non-tobacco rated, and it's an issue age rated product. So this product does not, the rates for this product do not increase as the person gets older. So whatever that issue age premium is, it's going to be for the life of the policy. It's a simplified issue product, so yes or no questions. It is a dual application. There is a $25 application fee with this product, but if you are sitting down with a husband and wife, we certainly did not want to make you have to collect two $25 app fees, so we did create a dual application for this product. And then we have 7 different riders available for you. So now we're going to talk about the riders. We have a lump sum cancer benefit rider available from $1,000 to $20,000. It is built in with the recurrence benefit, which we'll show you on the next slide, just how aggressive our recurrence benefit schedule is. It's available in increments of 1,000. So again, some of our competitors you're going to find are only available in, say, $2,500 increments, or maybe they max out at $10,000 for this benefit. Ours goes up to $20,000, $1,000 increments, has the recurrence benefit built into it. So it's a great rider to add to many of the policies, especially when you're talking with a Medicare Advantage client. I know that many of us know certain instances that help reach that max out-of-pocket for Medicare Advantage policyholders is a diagnosis of cancer. So it's very important to have that conversation with your client and present this rider when you're reviewing your Medicare Advantage plans and looking at the max out-of-pocket that your client may be responsible for. Additionally, we have a lump sum hospital confinement benefit rider from $500 to $2,500. Again, you're going to find that some of our competitors do not allow this product to go up to even $1,000 or more than that. So we're allowing this to go up to $2,500, and it's payable twice per calendar year. Again, with issue ages 18 to 85, if you have some of your younger demographic clients that have high deductible health insurance plans, this is certainly a rider that I would look at adding to my plan. We also have the lump sum outpatient surgery benefit rider from $100 to $1,000 in $100 increments, and that is also payable for 2 procedures per calendar year. And lastly, on this slide here, we've got the skilled nursing facility benefit rider, where your client can select either $150 a day or $200 a day for covered days 21 through 100. I believe with the Medicare Advantage plans that we're seeing in today's market here in 2018, clients are responsible for about $167.50 per day for days 21 through 100. So you're given the ability for that client to cover $150 of that amount, almost all of it, or $200 covering all of it and a little bit of in excess. I'm going to touch on the recurrence benefit slide here, and then I'm going to turn it over to Bill Ellsworth, who's going to talk a little bit more in terms of a personal basis in regards to the cancer rider. But our recurrence benefit, I find, is one of the most aggressive out there on the market. Again, it is not a rider; it's built in to the lump sum cancer rider. After 5 years of cancer-free, this benefit restores to 100%, and there is no lifetime maximum. So a very aggressive recurrence benefit. So if your client is asking, is this just a one and done? It certainly is not. It's payable more than once. There is no lifetime maximum with this rider. I'm going to turn it over to Bill Ellsworth here, and he's going to present the next slide for you in regards to whether or not maybe you have a client who's on the fence on whether or not they want to add this rider to their plan.
Thank you, Nick. Guys, gals, one thing that I will tell you, we spent a lot of time developing this product. I know Nick and I spent a lot of time, asking agents what they wanted in a plan. And after being out in the sales field myself for 34 years and talking to countless people on Medicare, original Medicare or Medicare Advantage, you see things that always stand out. And I always ask people, do you know anybody that's had cancer or has cancer affected any of your immediate family? And very seldom does not everybody's hands go up. Everybody knows somebody's had cancer. And when I see these applications coming in on a 65-year-old or a 70-year-old that I know is on a Medicare Advantage plan, I can tell they're, by the questions on the app. And I don't see a cancer rider on there. I don't understand that. I don't know. I've sold a few without that, but I've also sold probably about 90% of my applications with a cancer benefit on there because of the importance of how Medicare Advantage works and how a cancer rider can keep them from spending a bunch of money out of their pocket when it comes to the lump sum or the cancer benefit. If they get cancer, what is the benefit on a Medicare Advantage plan? A lot of them are 20% of the Medicare approved anymore. Some of them still have the standardized, $100 for chemotherapy or radiation per treatment. But it's not uncommon for somebody to have 25, 30 chemotherapy treatments or 25, 30 radiation treatments. So at $100 a whack, that's $3,000 right there. So I always try to add this rider to there, and I'm going to give you some of the ways of how I do it here. So first off, you got to prep the client for the odds. I mean, most people know that when you ask them, do you know anybody's had cancer? And then you can say, well, Mr. Jones or Mrs. Jones for a male, it's 1 in 2. So 50% of the people out there have a chance of getting cancer sometime in their lifetime. For a female, it's 1 in 3. So the odds of cancer in their future is very, very prevalent. I'm 66 years old myself. I have a cancer plan for myself. So here's kind of what I do. I'm a big legal pad guy, and when I get to the portion of my presentation where I'm adding a cancer benefit rider or the importance of a cancer benefit rider, I'll turn the legal pad over to the policyholder and I'll say, well, Mr. Jones, what I want you to do is I want you to write some numbers down on this piece of paper. I've got the calculator here on my phone. I'll go ahead and do the calculations and I'll give you some numbers and I want you to write them down on the legal pad. Guys, gals, if you can't get the policyholder to participate with you, you're basically wasting time, as you well know. If the policyholder's participating, they're paying attention, they're asking questions, and your chances of helping them with this rider is very great. So what I will do is I'll say, well, now, Mr. Jones, I always start with a $10,000 benefit on there, and usually that runs around $30 a month. So I'll say, Mr. Jones, what I want you to do is I want you to take 30 times 12, and I'll give you the number here. I said, that's $360. So I want you to write 30 times 12, and then that equals $360 on your pad. So then I will have them take $10,000. I said, now write $10,000 down on that legal pad, and then divide that by 360. And I'll tell you what that number is here in just a minute. I said, so that's almost 28. I said, it's 27.7, and then I simply stopped and asked him. I said, well, Mr. Jones, that number comes up to 27.7. Do you know what that means to you as a consumer? Sometimes they're following, sometimes they're confused a little bit. I'll say, well, what that means, Mr. Jones, is it would take 27.5 years for you to pay more in premium than we would pay you back in benefit. Mr. Jones, I simply think this is in your best interest, don't you? What's he going to say when I say something like that? Definitely it's in his best interest. If he's 65 and has to live almost 30 years to pay more in than he's going to get back, he's going to be in his mid-90s before he's ever upside down on that rider. With a 1 in 2 chance, absolutely, there's a good chance that he's going to need that benefit on his Medicare Advantage plan. So here's a copy of a check on a lady back in 2013 that came into our office a few years ago. And she actually walked into the office, and I was going through a presentation with Coventry. It's very popular here in the Kansas City metropolitan area. And when I got to the cancer plan, I had asked her if she wanted the cancer plan. She said, "Dan, I really don't want to do that," because she could see on the old policy that it was an additional benefit. She said, "I think I'm just more interested in covering my inpatient hospital stays and a few of the other co-payments." I said, "Well, before you make that decision, let me give you some facts and so you can make a good decision." So I did the exact same presentation that I just went through with you. I handed her the legal pad. She formed it all out, and I said, "Well, I think this is in your best interest, don't you?" She said, "Well, I guess it is," and she put it on there. Now, I'm here to tell you, she wasn't real thrilled about it, but I guarantee you she brought that. When I found out she had cancer and she called me, I said, "When you get your benefit check, please come up here and bring that up here and let me look at it." And she did, and then I said, "Do you mind if I use this for marketing?" She said, "No." Of course, I told her I'd black her name out and her address and everything, but you can see I put a $10,000 lump sum benefit on there. That policy was effective, I think in 2010. 3 years later, she came down with cancer. She got a check for $10,000, more than covered all of her out-of-pocket cost with her Medicare Advantage plan. I think if I remember right, she had about $3,000 extra. She could do whatever she wanted to do. If she wanted to go buy TV, she could do it. So that's the importance of this, that with the rider, as far as I'm concerned. So, I mean, I put it on just about every plan that I write, and I hopefully that you will too. If you need any help, let us know. We can sure walk you through that example more than once. So, going to turn it back over to Nick here for a few minutes, and again, appreciate your time.
Thank you, Bill. I want to go over the remaining riders that we have available for this plan. We've got the ambulance benefit rider, which I would add to every policy sold. But again, we want to put the decision-making power back onto you as the agent and to the client that you're meeting with. So you have the option of adding that ambulance rider. It's a very low monthly premium to add it, and it's $200 per trip, 3 times per calendar year. And again, this is not contingent on a hospital admission, which you will find with some of our competitors. We also have a wellness benefit rider that's available, $25 per health screening test, up to 4 per calendar year. And lastly, we have a dental vision hearing rider, which you can select in $1,000 per calendar year or $1,500 per calendar year, which is a very neat and exciting rider that we have available for our agents and policyholders. I'd like to go over that rider just a little bit here to explain it in a bit more detail for you all. The dental vision hearing rider, again, you can select $1,000 or $1,500 per calendar year. There is a $100 deductible that applies to this rider. After a 3-month wait, the dental cleaning, vision exam, and hearing exam benefits are not subject to that deductible. I did not want your client to go out, schedule a dental cleaning, have the services rendered, submit the invoice to our claims department, and have the full cost of that service be applied to the deductible. So after 3 months, $75 dental cleaning maximum, $50 vision exam maximum, and a $50 hearing exam maximum that's available to your clients. As far as the schedule goes of how much we pay, again, we're paying on a percentage of actual charges. It does not correlate with any other dental vision or insurance that you have. Year 1, we're going to pay 60% of actual charges. Year 2, we're going to pay 70% of actual charges. And years 3 and beyond, we're going to pay 80% of actual charges. As far as the schedule goes, after 6 months, we're going to pay for fillings, root canal treatment, eyeglasses, contact lens, hearing aids, and associated supplies and repairs. There is a $200 prescription eyewear or hearing aid maximum per calendar year. You might find with some of our competitors that the prescription eyewear and hearing aid maximums are for every 2 years. Ours is for every calendar year. And again, with a lot of our competitors, the hearing benefits aren't covered under those plans. I believe in the generic states that this rider cost about $35 and change. So to be able to cover dental, vision, and hearing expenses, all for $35 per month for that $1,000 calendar year benefit, I really find that this to be a very competitive rider, especially when stacked up against some of the other carriers in our market. So our basic services after 6 months, our major services after 12 months, bridges, crowns, dentures, and extractions. And again, it's going to follow that 60% year 1, 70% year 2, 80% years 3 and beyond. I don't want to take too much time on the next couple of slides here, but we do have our application present for you, and I wanted to show you how it's outlined. So you can see on page 1 here, you've got your personal information for your applicant 1, and then your personal information for your applicant 2. So again, this is a dual application with only one policy fee. The next part of the application talks about other coverage and replacement. And then part 3 is the medical questions. Again, if you're between 64.5 and 65.5, you do not have to answer questions 1 through 4. 5 and 6 are going to be your lump sum cancer rider questions, which are going to apply at all times. We want to make sure that we have our agents doing our proper field underwriting for this policy. There is a 2-year contestability period with this plan. So the last thing that we want to do is have someone be untruthful on the application, have to rescind a policy, which we know will affect your client book, especially any referrals that you may have had. So let's just make sure we're asking the questions as they are presented here and doing our proper field underwriting so we don't run into any of those troubles down the road. Another piece that I wanted to point out here before I move on to the next slide is for the lump sum cancer rider, we are only looking back 5 years. On our prior plan, our 1.0 edition, we had a 10-year look back. So on this plan here, we're only looking back 5 years. So again, we're aggressive with the cancer rider in terms of allowing up to $20,000 worth of benefit. We're aggressive in the recurrence piece of that. There is no lifetime maximum, and we're only looking back 5 years. The next part of your application shows your benefit selection section. On the top there, again, is going to be your meat and potatoes. How much dollar amount do you want to be covered per day? And then how many days do you want to be covered for? 3 to 10, 15, 20, or 31. And below that, you've got your optional riders, your lump sum cancer, lump sum hospital confinement benefit rider, lump sum outpatient surgery benefit rider, skilled nursing, ambulance, wellness, and dental, vision, hearing. Moving on, you've got your household premium discount section. So again, in order to make sure that you're complying by all the rules for your specific state, please make sure to reference this section prior to adding the household discount. And the next piece of it here is just your premium payment and administration section. Following, you have your HIPAA authorization form. And then in the back of your app packet is your outline of coverage. If there are any questions that may arise that you are not seeing outlined in the brochure or any of the marketing materials, feel free to flip back to the outline of coverage, which goes over these benefits in a little bit more detail in order to maybe find the answers that you're looking for. So with that, I'm going to turn this back over to Bill Ellsworth. He's going to talk about the importance of hospital indemnity products, not only for consumers, but for agents, and where this product fits in today's market.
Guys, I want to add one other thing on the application when you get to the health questions. Just for your benefit, I always ask to see their medications. And if you have a smartphone or anything at all like that with you, and they give you a medication you're not for sure of, Google it. I mean, it'll tell you exactly what it's on there for, and that may help you identify a potential problem going down the road. The last thing you want is the policy rescinded. I've been selling Medsupp since 1984 and ancillary products since 1984. I've never had a policy rescinded. I don't want to start today, nor do I want you to have that issue. So take a little extra time on that health questions, look at their medications, and that will help you a lot going down the road. So with that said, let's talk about where the product does fit in today's market. Primarily, we want this to go side by side with a Medicare Advantage product. I think it's extremely important for people under age 65 that have high deductibles, or maybe you have a younger family that has a high deductible, things like that. It's very, very affordable. When you start looking at these rates and the quoting engine, you'll find that they can add a lot of benefits here for a small amount of money. So you got to know your client well. And if you think here's what I've heard from other, I just can't see selling the hospital indemnity plan to somebody in today's marketplace. Well, I would encourage you to reconsider that statement. I have a claim form in front of me right here it's in a state of a lady in Boca Raton, Florida. We paid out, and I can show you the bills if you want to see them. In one check, she got a check for $30,000. Now, it went to her estate because she was very ill and passed away, but I assure you, there's money left over to help with funeral costs. There's all kinds of things that money can be used for. It's their money. This is an indemnity product. We don't schedule the benefits out. So anyway, know your client, and this is a great, great add-on product. So here's where I try to change the mindset of a lot of agents that are out there in the sales field today. So if you look at this slide here and you see original Medicare, they got Part A, Part B, and Part D. Well, they've got original Medicare. Why do they need anything else? But I will tell you, people are going to buy Medicare supplement a lot of times. Some people are going to buy Medicare Advantage. But if you look, why do they need a supplement? Well, to supplement A and B of Medicare because there's so many copayments, deductibles, and out-of-pocket cost. So if you look at traditional Medicare in the middle there, you'll see Part A, Part B, Part D, and an additional Medicare supplement. Now look at Medicare Advantage. You've got Part A and Part B and Part D. So my question to agents out there today, if you have taken them out of original Medicare and put them in Medicare Part C, are there no co-payments, no deductibles, no out-of-pocket expenses? That's why you're seeing more and more of these types of policies being sold. And that's why I think there should be one more little digit on there called the Hospital Indemnity Plan. They have out-of-pocket cost and everything there, so they definitely need the additional coverage. You take a situation to where somebody's coming off of 64 or turning 65, and I'll use my own scenario as an example. I was paying between my wife and myself almost $1,700 a month in a premium for a $2,500 deductible major medical plan. So I stop and I think about that. If I'm paying that, how many other people are in a similar situation? So if you're in that situation, you're putting them on a zero plan Medicare Advantage plan, trust me, they can afford to pay $65, $70 a month per person if they're used to paying $700, $800 a month. Round out their policy, sell benefits, not price. When you sell on price, you lose on price. When you sell on benefits, you're always ahead of the game. So the importance of a hospital indemnity plan, in my opinion, is your consumers have a more rounded product. Why should you offer this product? Well, first off, we're in the insurance business to provide income opportunity for our families to make them a better living. As long as you always keep the consumer first, you will always have opportunity for new income in this business. You can provide your client with coverage to help out-of-pocket health care expenses, just like in the lady in Florida, the estate, they had money left over to go toward her her funeral. I mean, there was a lot of money left there. So it's affordable for your clients. You take a husband and wife that maybe comes to you as an agent and they say, Bill, we've had this Medicare supplement for a long time. We really like the way it pays, but we are at our limit on what we can pay. We can't continue these rate increases. You got to help us find something different. So you're looking at people right there usually getting close to $300 per person. You can show them a zero-cost Medicare Advantage if it's available in our area, and if they're paying $300 a month per person or close to it, or $200, $250, guys, gals, they can afford to pay another $60, $70 a month, and they will be thrilled to do it because you're giving them more benefits. So it is affordable for your clients, and I would tell you the commission on this product, as being a salesperson myself out in the sales field every day, I know that's important to you and me, especially out there when we're trying to compete against everything else out there. We need as much advantage as we can get. Uncle Sam's always wanting more of your money, so the more more we can help them, we got to feel good about that. So we got you a very, very competitive commission. We do pay on submission of the app, and keep in mind, Medicare Advantage plans during the annual enrollment period will not pay you from October to the end of the year until sometime in January, and I've seen some of them go into February before they pay you for all the business you've written during the open enrollment period. So we're going to pay you on submission, and that will help offset your whack that you're going to take on the Medicare Advantage plan. Another thing is on Medicare Advantage plans, if you are replacing, say, a Humana with a Coventry, the good government, the way we love it, they decide, well, that's a replacement, we're only going to pay you half. So this helps keep your income steady and can actually make you a lot of money going forward. So presenting the Secure Advantage product, first thing you ought to do, if you're out there selling side by side with the Medicare Advantage plan, is this form right here is a scope of appointment form. They have made some changes on the scope of appointment form. You don't have to have that signed 48 hours in advance anymore. You can have it signed at the appointment if certain scenarios take place. So always make sure you're up to date on your scope of appointment form and how that is affecting your ability to go out and market Medicare Advantage products. So this is an Aetna PPO product available here in Kansas City. The kind of the way I go about selling this product is as I'm going through the summary of benefits that they require us to do, or whether I'm just reviewing one of my policyholders that maybe didn't buy a secured Secure Advantage product when I first sold it to them. So how I do this, I'll say, well, Mr. Jones, and if you're in the hospital, if you're in the hospital days 1 through 4, this is Kansas City's market, it's going to cost you $395 per day for each day you're there. Now, Mr. Jones, what that means to you is if you're in the hospital for 4 days, you are going to be responsible for the $1,580. And then I kind of pause and I'll say, well, Mr. Jones, I really don't want you to worry about that. I know that's a lot of money, but I'm going to show you why that won't affect you. Just don't let me forget it. So I keep going through the summary of benefits. Every time I come to a benefit that I know I can help him with on this product, whether it's ambulance or emergency room, when I come to that, I read it to them, and then I simply say the same thing again. I say, now, Mr. Jones, again, don't worry about all those co-payments. We're gonna design your product so that you won't have to pay for that. Just remind me when I get done. Don't let me forget it, please. So if I hit outpatient surgery, same thing. I'm going to tell him not to worry about that. We're going to take care of that, show him a way to take care of that. And then I go right on down through every benefit. When I hit the skilled nursing rider, I say the same thing. I said, this is very important to a lot of people. We have ways to where that won't affect you, because $167.50 gets in your pocket pretty quick and will take you to your out-of-pocket maximum. So I go all the way through the tier 1 through tier 5 drugs. At the end of that, I fold that summary of benefits up, and I just look at the policyholder or prospective policyholder. I say, Mr. Jones, that is how your current program works. Do you have any questions for me? Well, what do you think Mr. Jones is going to say at that point when I've told him to remind me 3 or 4, maybe 5 times to not let me forget something? He's going to remind me to say, yeah, how am I not going to have to pay all those co-payments? And I'm going to thank him for doing that and tell him that, I was getting ready to go on to something else. I would have, I'd probably forgotten it. But then you've got to have a transition. The hardest thing for you and I out there in the sales field is going from one product to the next product without, them saying, well, you're just trying to sell me another product. So what I did and what I continue to do is I'll say, well, Mr. Jones, when we first started selling Medicare Advantage plans back in 2005, they all started into effect in 2006. And nobody out there, including me, knew how benefits were going to get administered. They were new plans. We didn't know that, but we soon found out. A couple of years, what we noticed that our policyholders were paying a lot of money out of their pockets when certain scenarios took place. So let me just ask you a couple of quick questions. And I will ask him, I said, have you ever been in an ambulance? So it doesn't matter if he says yes or no. If he says yes, I'm going to say, well, Mr. Jones, where did that ambulance take you? If he says no, I simply say, well, Mr. Jones, if you were in an ambulance, where do you think they would take you? They'll always say to the hospital. You try that on somebody. I mean, just role play with somebody in your office or at home with your wife and say, where would the ambulance take you? They always say to the hospital. And I said, well, I understand that, but what part of the hospital? Because I'm wanting to get them to identify the emergency room. So they will say to the emergency room. And at that point, I'm going to say, now, Mr. Jones, what's happened is you just triggered 2 co-payments on your Medicare Advantage plan. So my next statement to him is, Mr. Jones, one of 2 things is going to happen now that you're in the emergency room. I said, they're either going to stabilize you and let you go home, or what else? And at that point, he's going to say, well, they're probably going to put me in the hospital. And I'll say, that is correct, and that's a very expensive part. In this case right here with Coventry, that's $395 per day for each day you're there, up to the maximum. And I tell him, that's why we created this program. And then I go through the benefits with him to see what fits in his budget, depending on where he's at on payment. Whether he's paying $500-600 a month, I know I can make a benefit-rich product with this here. I can add the dental vision. I've done that on a couple of my policyholders already. Great benefit. So an excellent benefit. And just I want to leave you one last thing. If you're selling for a company out there that requires them to be admitted to the hospital before they pay the ER or the ambulance benefit, who do you think is going to get that very first phone call when they get a denial from the insurance company and says, we didn't, you weren't admitted, so no benefits are payable? I assure you, you're going to get a call, and it's not going to be a happy call, and it could cost you not only that policyholder, it could cost you referrals if they give them to you. And again, that's why this product has been developed by people that are out in the sales field, like yourself, myself. We know those are not pleasant phone calls. We don't enjoy them. So we took care of that and made sure that doesn't happen to your policyholders. So with that said, I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Nick Micheletti. Let him wrap this up. And again, I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Bill. So at this point in the presentation, I just want to go over a couple of details as it comes to contracting with Heartland National and what kind of resources that you guys will have as agents for you. So as you complete your contracts with us, you'll be able to go to heartlandagent.com. You can see here, this is a snapshot of our portal. Log in, you'll see on your home screen here, you'll be able to look at your pending applications, commissions that are paid to you. You can upload your applications from this page as well. And then you can also access our quoting tool that we now have available that I'll present at the end of our presentation here. So you have access to heartlandagent.com as your portal. You can send out electronic contracting links from this portal as well. You just be able to go to the support tab there and go to e-contract, and you can actually just enter that basic information there and send out your contracting links to any agents that you want to contract under you. So again, it's a very easy, seamless process to contract agents, and typically we turn those contracts around within 24 to 48 hours, which you're just not going to see in today's market with a lot of the other carriers. Supplies. You can see up on the top right-hand section right there, you can click on your supplies tab, select your state, and that's going to give you access to all of the plans that we have available. And you're going to want to look toward the bottom here where you see Secure Advantage Flex hospital coverage. That's where you'll find your app packet, your brochure, and your rates. The Contact Us page, if you need any information or have questions, go ahead and click on the Contact Us page, and that's where you'll find the information needed to reach out. And then to wrap up today's presentation, we talked about technology on one of the earlier slides. So one of the things that we are working on for this product is creating a quoting tool and e-application. The quoting tool is now available in the majority of the states, and we're going to actually log off here and log into the Heartland Agent portal and show you how the quote tool works. But if you bear with us here, just another 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be following up this video with a video on our e-application. We are in the testing phase of it right now, so we should have that available within 2 to 3 weeks, and we'll be giving another video presentation of that e-app when it's available. So you guys will be able to take some time to get used to that e-app as we approach AEP. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of the PowerPoint. We are going to pull up heartlandagent.com. I am going to log in. So we are now logged in, and this is your home page. Again, you can upload your applications here, look at commissions, production statistics, and a variety of different information that may be helpful for you. Your supplies tab, the contact us tab. But what we're going to do here is go to support, and then we're going to drop down to the Secure Flex e-app. And this right here, after clicking that button, is going to bring you to our quoting tool, which I think that many of you guys will find very, very useful when presenting this product, either to one applicant or to two. So now you've logged into the quoting tool just from your heartlandagent.com agent portal, and we're going to say, we are going to quote Nick. He has just turned 65 earlier this year. And we are actually presenting that Aetna Medicare Advantage plan to him at $395 per day for 5 days. So in order to cover that, we're going to quote him at the $400 daily benefit amount, and we're going to select 5 days. We're here in Missouri, so we're going to go ahead and choose Missouri. This person does have a spouse that lives with them in the home. They do not have a Heartland plan, but that's fine here in the state of Missouri. They just have to live with someone 18 years or older or live with their partner. So at this point, we've surrounded that Medicare Advantage daily inpatient copay amount, and we're going to hit Run Quote here, and it's going to bring you up to the next screen. So again, you see your applicant first name, Nick, at age 65. Here on the right-hand side, you're going to see what the monthly premium is for the base plan, and then as you start looking at the riders, it'll tell you that. And then up on the top right-hand section, it's going to total that monthly premium for you. So for $400 a day for 5 days, you're going to be looking at $33.48 with the household discount. You know, again, you're going to see a lot of different variations in terms of Medicare Advantage plans. So a lot of that we're seeing out there now is a $300 a day plan for 5 days as well. And you can see to add a $300 a day for 5 days for a 65-year-old with the household discount, it's going to cost your client $25.11. I just think that this product has extremely competitive premiums. And even if you had to bump it up to $350 per day, let's say, you're only looking at $29.29. So there's two examples where we're surrounding a Medicare Advantage plan for less than $30 a month. So we're going to go back to the $300 a day for 5 days. Again, you know, you may present your client with a 10-day option. It only jumps up $7 in premium to present that 10-day option. Or maybe they want to be covered for 31 days, and you can see it goes to $37.39. So very, very reasonable and affordable for your clients to add the base plan. Again, we're going to go back to $300 a day for 5 days, and then we're going to look at adding some of the riders onto the plan to just show you how easy and intuitive to use this quoting engine is for you while you're out in the field. So optional riders, we've got that lump sum cancer rider, and we are concerned about that max out-of-pocket of $6,700. So we're going to show them what $7,000 of coverage will do to their monthly premium, but also make sure that we've set the seed earlier in the presentation to let them know how important it is to make sure that they've got some type of cancer coverage. Again, unlike some of our competitors, we're going to be able to select $7,000 here. A lot of our competitors, again, don't go to $20,000 and have different increments. Ours are in $1,000 increments, so it gives you a little bit more flexibility in customizing that rider. So to add $7,000 of cancer coverage and protect your client from that max out-of-pocket, it's $22.40 per month, which brings your total monthly premium to $45.94. So you've got your daily inpatient, your hospital confinement coverage at the $300 per day for 5 days, and now you've added $7,000 of lump sum cancer coverage. This client may or may not be interested in the lump sum hospital confinement, but again, you've got $500, $2,500 and $500 increments. You've got your lump sum outpatient surgery from $100 to $1,000 in $100 increments. Skilled nursing at $150 to $200. Your ambulance, which I mentioned earlier, I add to every plan, so I'm going to go ahead and add it to this one. At $2.40 per month, I see no reason not to add this to every application that you take. And then this client is also interested in having some dental, vision, hearing coverage. So we're going to go ahead and add that $1,000 of benefit there for $35.40, which I know I had mentioned earlier in our presentation. But guys, gals, look what you've got here now. Now you've got a hospital indemnity plan that's covering $7,000 of cancer coverage. You've got the ambulance rider, which again is not contingent on a hospital admission. Also, you've got that emergency room benefit built into that base plan there at $150 4 times per calendar year, which is also not contingent on a hospital admission. And then we've added some dental, vision, hearing coverage for $1,000 per calendar year. So you essentially have 3 plans in one right here at $81.10. So again, going back to Bill's statement earlier, if you've got clients who are used to paying several $100s a month for that group health insurance plan, that major medical plan, and now you're bringing them to a $0 or a low premium Medicare Advantage plan, to add all of this benefit for $81.10 per month, with better coverage, it seems to be just a no-brainer. So again, giving you guys as the agents the ability to work with your clients, understand what their needs are, what they're interested in terms of benefits and coverage, using our quoting tool to be able to do that is really going to make your job that much easier and really get your client into the discussion of creating this plan. You guys are essentially creating this hospital indemnity plan together. One other thing I wanted to point out here on the quoting tool is just the ability to quote two applicants. So I know this is going to be very important if you're sitting down with a husband and wife. So we're going to go ahead and do that at $300 a day, 5 days. So I'll run the quote here, and you can just see how that's presented when you're running it for 2 applicants here. So you've got Nick, you've got Sarah. Again, $25.11 for the base plan coverage of $300 per day for 5 days with that 60-day restoration period. We do have the household discount built into this one at the 7%, and now you have the ability to quote the husband and the wife. Maybe the husband's interested in that $7,000, and the wife is interested in maybe capturing a little bit more benefit on that plan there. Both of them add the ambulance rider. What's important is that you do not have to, even though it's a dual application, the applicants do not have to select the same benefits. They have flexibility again in terms of which benefits they want to select for their individual policy. So maybe one is looking at the dental coverage and maybe one is not. So again, having this tool here available for our agents through heartlandagent.com makes calculating the rates for all of these different benefits that we've got available easy for you to do and customize to tailor to the individual needs of your clients. And again, this is in a device agnostic quoting tool. So whether you're on an iPad or your phone or on a laptop, it will work. I was actually just pulling this up on my phone last night, and it works just like a charm. And you can actually save it on my phone, so I can just click on there, log into Heartland Agent, and then start quoting right away. So just giving you guys, again, the tools, the resources that you need to be competitive out in the market. With that, I'm going to turn back over to our PowerPoint here. So quoting tool, again, once the e-app is in the testing stages right now, we should have that available within the next couple of weeks. And once we do, we'll be sure to get a video out and some training on how to use the electronic application as we approach AEP. So another couple important features of this product here is the incentives that we have with it. So we have a trip in 2019 to Costa Rica. The qualification period is from July 1st of this year to December 31st of this year. The trip dates, as you can see, are going to be at the later portion of June of next year. And to qualify for this trip, we're requiring 60 points. So for every hospital indemnity policy that you write, you'll get 1 point. So 60 applications during this AEP or from now until the end of the year will bring you on our trip to Costa Rica. And we are very excited about that trip. We just actually returned from our trip this year to the Dominican Republic. Last year it was in Turks and Caicos, and we look forward to Costa Rica, and we look forward to bringing you all with us. So not only do we believe in the product from a benefit standpoint with the time, research, and effort that we've spent building the product, also from a premium standpoint and from a commission standpoint, but we're also throwing in another incentive for you to join us on our trip in 2019 to Costa Rica. Lastly, this slide here, again, Bill Ellsworth, Nick Micheletti here with you today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to call us or shoot us a direct email. We are happy to answer any questions that you've got. We want to be that resource for you all as a smaller insurance carrier, to have someone on the other end of the line that you're familiar, comfortable with, and you're able to reach. So here's our personal email addresses, phone number, questions, concerns, give us a call. We'll be happy to work with you. And that is wrapping up today's presentation. We look forward to seeing you all in Costa Rica, and we hope that you guys are just as impressed with this product as we are after all the time, effort, and investment we spent building it. Thank you all.